Hello. Welcome. This is Cocktails, a Probetus Promotions podcast. I'm Savanah, and I have Shannon with me.
I am Shannon.
So, we're here today. We're newbies at this. I guess you probably can tell that. We're going to kick things off. So,
Cheers.
Cocktails, cheers. What we're doing here is we are having cocktails and talking about what? Work, life, everything in between.
Everything in between.
So it's going to be a good time. We're going to get good at this. We're going to show the boys what we're made out of. Shannon, I'll let you kind of lead us off.
Okay. Well, I am Shannon. I have been with Probetus since the start of Probetus. Our company was started by Matt Fisher and Gary Lucy back in 2015. Is that right?
Yeah, 15.
Jeez, gosh, time goes by so fast. It's crazy. So, yeah, and then we have just exploded since then. Love my job, love what I do. It's been wonderful, been great. So that's a little bit about work.
Yeah. And then for those who don't know me, I'm Savanah. I'm one of the owners of Probetus as well, so not a founder. Just the guys knew they needed some balance, so they brought me on board.
They needed a female.
So, and they decided we needed to do something fun. So as fun as they are on Write That Down, we decided we're going to host cocktails. And we're just going to have a drink, talk about, maybe give you a little behind the scenes of what Probetus is about, tell you about ourselves more, and then the weeks to come, we are going to bring on some special guests. So you'll be able to meet more Probetus people. But now we're down one.
Yes. So last night we had a going away party for Mark. He was one of the Write That Down podcast founding members. So he took a job somewhere else. He's moving to Fargo, and we wish him the best, but it sure is going to be different without him on that podcast. If you haven't seen that before, it's Write That Down. Make sure to check that out. The guys are pretty funny. Not as funny as us, but we'll get there.
Well, it's debatable, right? It's up for discussion. You can let us know in the comments because we appreciate the feedback as long as it's positive. And, the guys have talked about how busy they are all the time. So we're here to show them that they're not the only busy ones and they're not as funny as they think they are.
Not as busy and not as funny. So there we go. So, Savanah, you should talk a little bit about this ABC cocktail you just created for us because it's really good.
Yeah. So, all right, little background on me. I'm a retired bartender. I still moonlight a little bit in between Johnny's bar, which you got a sweet little swag that we did for Johnny. Show that off quick. So, we stopped over at Johnny's before we came here because we needed some accessories for our drinks. So thank you to Johnny's for the limes and the mixes. But today we're having the ABC cocktail.
This is fantastic. I like this cocktail a lot. Normally, I don't really do the fruity. I do a little bit. My go-to is Tito's water lemonade. That's normally what I drink. This is not. This is good. And it's not too, fruity. So, Savannah's on to something.
So, I named this one the ABC cocktail. Labor Day. We're kicking off Labor Day weekend. And then back to school. So, this is an ABC for all the workers out there and our teachers. So, we have Absolute. 3/4 a shot Absolute. 3/4 shot Bacardi Limon. And then half and half cranberry and lemonade.
It's delightful.
So refreshing while we still have a little bit of nice weather that we can enjoy some sweet cocktails. We'll drop the ingredients in the comments too, so you can mix one up yourselves and let us know what you think.
Make that at home. I'm a big believer of drinking at home. My boyfriend and I are big garage drinkers. So, yeah, we like to have the cocktail at home, happy hour every night.
And it's a safe way to go. Don't have to drive anywhere.
Exactly.
Be responsible. But yeah, I don't know. We got all kinds of things. Hey, speaking of at home and garage drinks, you had a science experiment going on with that White Claw.
I did. I don't mind the White Claw. I just can't have like 10 of them. But I like them every now and then, and my friends that come over like them as well. So I bought 2 packs of White Claw. One was lime, one was mango. All of a sudden I get to the end and it's mango and it's like halfway broken.
It's like deflated.
Yeah.
Like
deflated.
you can
That's
crumple
exactly.
the can, kind of.
I'm like, what? So I set it aside. I'm like, and everybody comes over. I'm like, check this out. And Savannah's like, oh my God, I've seen this before at Johnny's. They had a bunch like on the bar, and apparently if it sits out in the air, it re-deflates.
Yeah,
So?
I came in, I was working quick. I had to, just a quick day shift. They were short on people, so I went in Saturday morning and worked a handful of hours. And I'm like, why in the world do we have White Claws getting warm on the counter? But I didn't ask questions because I'm not there to ask questions. I'm just there to mix drinks.
So we did our own science experiment last weekend, and I set it on the counter in the garage, and it pretty much totally re-inflated. I suppose not deflated, re-inflated. And I'm like, okay, this is really freaking weird. Has this happened to anybody else? So then I'm like, okay, we're going to take the science experiment another couple steps further. I put it back into the fridge. It re-deflated. And I was telling my boyfriend about this last night, and he's like, oh, it's because of the gas. The liquid will probably be fine, but if you're going to drink it, it's going to be flat. Just throw it away. I'm like, well, I still want to drink it. Like, I'm just going to taste it. I'm not going to drink the whole thing. Like,
What?
well, if it's flat, I'm not going to drink the whole thing.
But, okay, sorry, I interrupted. What happened?
Well, it's still in my fridge.
You should have brought it with.
I should have.
Oh, well, we do have another episode coming
Yeah,
up.
it'll probably still be there.
Shoot, okay. So, that's the interesting thing. Like, I'm really wondering if this is
Has this happened before? Have people complained to White Claw? Like, is this a thing? Because if it's happened to me, if it happened to Johnny's, I mean, come on. We're not the only people in the world this has happened to.
Is there a White Claw recall?
Is there a White Claw recall?
Oh, I messed up the board. So, I don't know what episode it is, but they can probably appreciate going and watching Matt try to learn the board and then seeing me fail at it also.
And don't forget to use, like, the sound effects.
Well, you got to say something good.
Well, I always do, so then you could be like, do the laughing one.
But I never know what you're going to say.
I know. Sometimes it'll be not a laughing response from Savanah. She tries to censor me.
Those of you, anyone who's watching, if anyone's watching, who know us, might be like, yeah, that sounds about right.
So my favorite thing to tell people is I try to make Savanah less classy, and she tries to make me more classy. And I feel like that's what works with us. And that's why we do cocktails and we get along so well.
Yeah. Balance.
Shannon's abs.
And that's kind of what this is about a little bit, that work-life balance, that maybe up-down, that you I'm not going to call you unclassy. Not to your face, at least.
Right.
But, yeah, I don't know. It's craziness.
I don't know. I feel like I've gotten a lot better since I've known you.
And I should have flipped the camera and I missed it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All the days.
All the days.
Like, we're going to miss Mark Jensen. We should have brought him on here, so we could have talked about Three's Company.
Oh my gosh, we're Three's Company. It's funny. I totally forget about that. We dressed up as Three's Company for Halloween one year. And when we did, this was probably like 3-4 years ago, I put both Mark and Savannah's ringtone as Three's Company. I normally don't have my phone on. It's usually on silent. So when it is on and I hear that song come across, it just makes me giggle and laugh every single time because we had so much fun dressing up as Three's Company for Halloween and our Christmas party one year, the epic Christmas party that Gary won't stop talking about.
Yeah, you would think you'd let some things go to rest, but...
Clearly he had fun that night.
Yeah, I don't know if it's one of those weird things. We might have to have him on the show.
We might. Just because he would probably bring it up. It was the best Christmas party ever. Well, because we had a party bus with a stripper pole, and I planned a scavenger hunt, and Mark got on the stripper pole, and Gary's wife, Jessica Biel, which that's a whole other story in itself, died. Did not appreciate Mark's butt in her face on the stripper pole.
So now, if you really haven't watched, write that down. You need to, because that's Mark. Oh, and he's so probably more tame in those episodes.
Oh, definitely more tame. Mark is like me and gets funnier and better with cocktails.
So we might have to, find a way to pull him back from Fargo or something like that.
Right? We should have had him on today. That was dumb. That was dumb. Savanah, I'm taking...
Oh, we'll get better at it, we swear. Oh, that's enough of that.
How did you get here before me? I took 15th. I'm like, I don't even know what road I did, but whatever you did was dumb.
And that's what she says to me. Well, that was dumb. And I'm like, you or me? Like who? Because I don't think it was that dumb. It was because there was a biker gang. Like I'm talking pedal bikers. Like these kids got done with school and there's 6 of them driving straight down the road. Like we got sidewalks. We have options here, people. But instead, y'all are just going to bike down the middle of the road.
Oh my God. So speaking of biker gangs, so a couple months ago,
Oh, I'm so nervous.
Bruce
right
and
now.
I went to, I grew up in Michigan, North Dakota. Actually, I grew up in Whitman, North Dakota on a farm 10 miles north of Michigan, North Dakota by Whitman Dam. And we went out there. My parents are buried out there, and I can't remember what else we had to do, but we had to go out there for some reason. So we're like, oh, let's road trip back. I'm like, perfect, let's stop in Inkster on the way home. So we stop in Inkster, and Inkster's a very small bar. I can't remember what it's called anymore because it just changed. I think it was the Iron Horse Saloon at one point or whatever. But so we get there, and as soon as we pull up, about 30 real bikers, not like little children bikers, like real Harley bikers, pull up, and Bruce is, and the bar's already full, and we're standing at the bar waiting to get a drink, and Bruce is like, okay, 30 bikers just pull up, so we need to go. And I'm like, okay, but first I gotta pee. So I went into the bathroom. I'm sitting there doing my stuff. All of a sudden I look up, and there was a naked cowboy staring at me, like a poster, not a real life cowboy. And I'm like, wait, what? Where's my phone? What?
Wait, Inkster?
Yes.
Where's Inkster? Where's that?
Oh, jeez. It is.
Because I was in Mayville the other day.
It's on Highway 1,
Okay.
if you know where that's at. So, like, kind of by Fordville, Midway.
So this is north of us. North of us.
Yes, yes. We were working our way
Not
from...
everyone's small town, so they don't.
I know. We're working our way back from where I grew up back to Grand Forks, and that's where we stopped. So if you guys know where Inkster is, give us a shout out, because, I mean...
I'm sure people know.
Yeah.
I just.
And you didn't really grow up here, so you wouldn't really know. I feel like you were with us one time when we were there, no?
I don't think I've ever been to the Inkster bar.
Yeah. It's good times. Good times had by all. Except for I didn't even get a drink. I just went to the bathroom, saw the naked cowboy, and we had to leave because of the bikers. Didn't even get any off sale. Yeah.
No, yeah, the first time when you were told me you're from Michigan, I'm like, oh, Michigan. I grew up in Wisconsin. You know, because I'm thinking states. Like, people usually talk about states, but lo and behold, there's Michigan, North Dakota.
We have a big sign in the town of Michigan that says Michigan City, not the state.
You should get your picture next to that.
I should. It's in the mall. We have a mall. It has a grocery store, a library, a bar, a post office,
I was going to say mailboxes,
and
right?
a bank, and a haircutting place. So
Don't even have to leave there.
everybody will always be like, oh my God, you have a mall? And I'm like, yeah, it's not fun.
Well, it's not really, like, modern day talking about malls. Like, that's not a mall. That's a street that's enclosed and buildings are within it kind of thing.
Kind of like the old Grand Forks 3rd Street terribleness that they tried to make a mall back in the day, which I love Grand Forks history and I love what they tried to do, but it turned terrible. Like, it was terrible. And so glad they reopened that back up and made it not a mall. Right, Paul? You know what I'm getting at? Yeah?
I
These
don't know
guys
how to
have no
flash the
freaking
camera to
clue.
him,
They're
but
young and they don't know what I'm talking about. This is pre-flood. Yeah, what was it called? City Center Mall, I think. Osco Drug,
yeah, no.
that coat
No idea.
store. It was very weird. You kind of walk down some steps. But it was cool. I mean, like I said, I love Grand Forks history. So Mark's going away party was at the Hub last night, and that was super fun. I love that bar.
That bar's nice.
Mhm.
They did a great job. Like, they should have like a little book or whatever that shows what it used to look like.
Right? Yeah, they should. It was not nice before. Well, they should have that same book about the broken drum. I don't know if I've ever even told you this, but way back in the day, they used to have pool tournaments there and everything. It was not nice. Like, it was plastic outdoor furniture as their like tables and holes in the wall and the worst dive bar you've ever been to. That was the broken drum back in the day.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
How do people? I just always find that interesting with plastic patio furniture. Like I should just bring this inside, you know?
Yeah, and not comfortable if you want people to sit at for hours and enjoy a cocktail. Yet
Right,
I did.
Still was there. Yeah, that's crazy. Well, we took a road trip and we were out in Mayville. That's why I thought had to make sure Inkster was not near Mayville, because the bar in Mayville it's so shout out to the bar in Mayville. Super nice. I don't know what it's called. I think there's more than one there. There's probably a couple, right?
You know what? I don't even know. I've been to that one bar we were at that one time. Oh, no, wait, that was not you.
Well, I know this is what it's gonna be half the time. You know, everyone. It's kind of like a guessing game. Maybe you should just guess. Where were we? We have no idea. Mainly because we don't read the signs. We're still fine, but we just don't know where we were. But it was like, you know, reclaimed, kind of rustic, chic, that type of look, with like the panel, or I don't know what you call that. Like, it looks like it came off like a silo or a bin or something.
Oh, I
like
like
it
that
has
look,
that
yeah.
wood and then metal and stuff, and it looked super nice in there. It was a good place. Big bar, off sale. Then they had gaming and pool tables and enough seating to have people, like a group or whatever. You could bring a group there. But the bathrooms did not match. It was crazy.
That is terrible. I hate that. I was just at the Beehive in Reynolds, which was just recently purchased by a couple farmers from out there, and we went out there, and it was super. The bathrooms were super nice. The bar was super nice. These small town bars, like, they're awesome. They have food, they have games, they have all the stuff. But yeah, the bathrooms should match the rest of the place.
And I do have an aunt. That's what she always says. She kind of judges like the cleanliness of a place based on the bathroom, which, granted, I didn't totally finish on the Mayville bathroom. Bathroom was nice. It was clean. It was not bad. It was just like a blast from the past. You like wound up in the 60s. There was like an old car bench seat in there. Like, I don't know why you need a bench to sit on in between the bathroom. Maybe there's a line sometimes. I'm not sure. And then there was a handful of pictures that were men's bodies, and they were like in black and white. And then we had decor that had like motivational signs, like, you're beautiful just the way you are. So, variety of things.
Kind of like a Mod Podge of things, but good to know, like, men's body parts show up in these small town bar bathrooms all the time. That's pretty cool to know. Like, we should do some sort of road trip to check this out.
Tour de small town bars, like the bathroom edition or something.
Right.
I'm not sure.
Well, we could get a drink at each place too. That'd be fun.
With a driver. We are responsible adults.
We are responsible adults. I mean, garage drinking story just in itself proves that. So yeah, good times.
That's what they say, right? Good times. Classic good things that we do. And then, so what do we say? So we're going to do this again. We're probably going to be better the next time, so don't judge us on this time, you know. But
And we're going to have a guest.
we will have a guest. It's going to be a surprise.
They,
But
they don't even know they're coming yet.
so it's a surprise to everyone. Woohoo! But what we're here to do is introduce you to some new cocktails.
And talk about work, life, and everything in between.
Yeah. And if there's anything, if you have any questions for us or talk about anything, you just let us know.
See you guys next week.
Oh, now you can say bye. Oh, we're gone.